Hey, it's Tim Miller with the Bulwark. Donald Trump is always a lunatic on social media, okay? But the late night bleat he sent last night is actually the most direct evidence we have that this dude, if he gets back in the White House, wants to be completely above the law and be able to do whatever he wants without any oversight, without any norms, without any checks and balances. Let's read this thing together. Let's just pull this little bleat up. I'm not going to try to do any voice work for you. I'm not going to do the Donald Trump voice, but I am going to read this all caps bleat. A president of the United States must have full immunity, without which it would be impossible for him/her to properly function. Any mistake, even if well-intended, would be met with almost certain indictment by the opposing party at term end. Even events that cross the line must fall under total immunity, or it will be years of trauma trying to determine good from bad. There must be certainty. Example, you can't stop police from doing the job of strong and effective crime prevention because you want to guard against the occasional rogue cop or bad apple. Sometimes you just have to live with great but slightly imperfect. All presidents must have complete and total presidential immunity, or the authority and decisiveness of a president of the United States will be stripped and gone forever. Hopefully this will be an easy decision. This is lunacy. This is third world country shit. This is what would be true if we had a king or a queen, or if we had an autocrat. All right. The president of the United States is just a man. All right. That's what we call Mr. President. No one is above the law in this country. It is what is beautiful about the United States. And the fact that the Republican Party, that for years, for my entire life, told me they were the party of the Constitution. You know, I go to Republican events and people take out their little pocket constitutions. They're so committed in their rhetoric to saying we are originalists, we are part of the Constitution, we believe in the United States system, that they would line up behind this motherfucker who says that if he becomes president, he can do anything he wants, even if it crosses the line. The whole premise of this is obscene and absurd. There's a reason, by the way, that he is the only former president that has been charged with felonies. Okay? This notion that any president, when they leave, would be charged by their opponent, like, that's all projection. We had presidents before him. None of them have been charged because none of them committed blatant crimes. None of them took state secrets and brought them to their hotel to show off to cougars. None of them tried a coup. All right? So that's the reason that he's being charged. The president needs to be held accountable in this country, where presidents are not above the law, where we do not have a dictator. This little cherry on top of this, the other example he gives of cops, you can't stop police from doing their job because you have an occasional rogue cop or bad apple. This notion that cops all should get immunity, right? That cops should just be able to kill young black men, which is clearly the subtext there. It doesn't take a deep analysis of Donald Trump. You know, we don't need to get deep into the Kremlinology of Trump to see what he's trying to say there, that sometimes cops can just shoot unarmed young black men and, oh, well, they don't need to be held accountable either. You know, you get total immunity if you're President Donald Trump and you want to overturn the world's longest running democracy, or you get total immunity if you're a police officer, kill a black man, you can just put your foot on their neck, you know, until they die because you want to show your dominance over them. This whole situation is it is un-American. It is extreme. And I know that, you know, sometimes this can feel repetitive, but this message is unique. And this is something that must haunt him throughout this election, right? There was the video of him making I'll be a dictator on day one with Sean Hannity.
You would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day one.
Except what?
He's going crazy. Except for day one.
Trump says he's joking. Afterwards, he's talking about immigration and energy.
Meaning?
I want to close the border and I want to drill.
That's not retribution. I'm
gonna be, you know, he keeps, we love this guy. He says, you're not gonna be a dictator, are you? I said, no, other than day one.
Obviously, this is not okay. The dictator clip is going to follow him. It's going to be in ads. But what he's talking about here, there's no comedy here, okay? There's no tongue-in-cheek here. This is him explicitly saying that if he becomes president, he should be able to do whatever he damn well pleases, even if it crosses the line, even if it's against the law. He should get total immunity. there is a word for that, and it is dictator. All right, that is what he wants. He does not believe that the president swears an oath to the Constitution. He believes that a president gets to do whatever they want. That is not how we do things in America. And all of these Republicans in the Senate, the Mike Lees of the world, that claim to be constitutional conservatives.
We know what kind of president he will be. And so whether you agree with him on every point or not, it's time to get behind Donald Trump. And I wholeheartedly endorse Donald J. Trump in his bid for the presidency in 2024.
If they cannot speak out against this, if they cannot oppose this man, they will be revealed once again to be phonies and charlatans. This guy must be stopped. This is well beyond anything we've seen before. One other thing on this, we have a very modest amount of good news on this front, and it's something we're going to keep monitoring over the next 2 months. Biden, in 2 national polls, did take the lead over Donald Trump, 40 to 38%, Reuters, and then 44 to 43% in a YouGov Economist poll. Way too close for comfort, obviously, but I think this is something we monitor over the next 2 months. There's a theory of the case here that Biden's poll numbers are a little artificially low because there's a group of voters, Nikki Haley voters mostly in particular, who have not come to terms with the fact that Donald Trump's going to be the nominee, and some of them start to move his direction once it becomes clear what the choices are. I think there also could be a lag related to inflation. So maybe these are outliers, maybe they're not, but I think it's worth continuing to monitor because hopefully, God willing, the numbers start to move in Biden's direction. So we do not have to worry about somebody who believes they can just cross the line with immunity and impunity heading to the White House in 2025. Okay, we'll be back for much more here on the Bulwark YouTube feed. Hopefully you've been enjoying Ballot Box with me and Bill Kristol, George Conway and Sarah Longwell explaining it all on the legal cases, Charlie Sykes Daily Podcast. Please keep coming back. More Tim Takes will be coming, when I've got shit to tell you. We'll see you soon. Hey, if you like this video and our content, I'd love for you to become a Bulwark Plus member. You get bonus podcasts, you get bonus newsletters, you get bonus takes from me that maybe don't come up on the YouTube feed. You can try it out for free at thebulwark.com/free trial. The link is below in the description. We'd love to have you as a member of our community. We have great commenters and great opportunities for people who want to protect democracy.